Test, 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 test. It's much easier to stream maybe on Kick or Twitch. YouTube is always laggy. I don't think it's laggy. There's always a delay in it. I'm not sure if it's even active. On OBS it shows that it started. On YouTube nothing. Maybe I need to wait till it loads up. No info about the stream. There must be a way to connect it directly to YouTube. It's always like this. Or it needs time, I think. Not sure. Content live. Yeah. Yeah. It's working now. Excellent. Test. Content live. Yeah. Yeah. It's working now. Excellent. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm trying to maximize the streaming being online. As I said, I'm making time so that I stay present online and I get or I stay connected with you guys, whomever will be watching. Uh, Today was my off day. I went early to the gym. I'm eating horribly actually for the last 2 days. If you notice, double chin is going back, but all of this bloating is water weight, 100%. I'm eating so much carbs. I will, starting today, or at least tomorrow, I'll start reducing carbs, more on proteins. I just saw the preview of my double chin. Yeah, but it grows quickly for me. This is the problem. Uh, pa pa pa. Yeah, so it will be gym plus the diet. Other than that, everything is good. I woke up today early, or sorry, late. Yesterday I watched Spider Man. I went late at night. We watched Spider Man around 1 a.m. and then I woke up today around 9 a.m. Had my coffee and went to the gym. After that, I finished some other stuff also, and then I rested a little bit, and now we are streaming. Yeah, so it's live. I'm just checking the. Just checking. I'm just checking the live stream. I I'm feeling a little bit tired. I even ate.
Is this the best base in Clash of Clans? Defenses and walls scrambled everywhere. Every single obstacle you can imagine scattered around the base. Players will do this to try and make sure that you cannot think straight and formulate a plan of attack, especially not in multiplayer when you only have 30 seconds to scout. When every single tile is occupied, the base is just a mess, especially when you combine that with a scenery that is also difficult to look at. This will not be a strategy of base building for much longer. I interviewed Clash of Clans community manager Ferry, who said they are working on a toggle to just hide decorations in all of your attacks. This problem is only getting worse and worse, so I think it's about time. But what do you think? Is this the best base in Clash of Clans?
Yeah, so I went back to Clash of Clans. I did not play in a very, very long time. I'm at Town Hall 9, yeah, and I started now building again and like playing the game again. I was really surprised they included so many things. They included so many things, so many new things, and the game became a little bit interesting actually. Anyways, speaking of today, I'm not sure. I need to track how I'm live streaming. We need to schedule it more. I need to mix both actually between reaction videos and also hotel reviews. I'm very, very bullish on hotel reviews. I need to work hard on it. I need to divide it properly and make a proper system where we can benefit all from it. And of course, I can with the reviews and everything. And speaking of hotels, you can know more, of course, about my life in the hotel industry. Yeah, the hotel industry. Other than that, yeah, let's then do something. Let's start. Let's start. Oh, oh God. Hmm. Not sure why the place is this tight. Need to organize it a little bit.
I just finished my second cycle this year on the most powerful weight loss drug of
I hacked Retta.
I just fin-
Let's say it properly. Okay, chat, let's lock in.
I just finished my
I hacked. Let's lock in again. I hacked Retta. Okay. I hacked Retta Tide. Retta Tide. Retta Tide. I hacked Retta Tide. My exact protocol.
I just finished my second cycle this year on the most powerful weight loss drug.
Speaking of steroids, I think it's really, really harmful. Of course, everyone knows this. If you watch also Greg Doucette, you know that's harmful. He's taking himself. And I'm trying to be as natural as possible. You can see my t-shirt. Or sorry, yeah, my what I forgot the name. What Gymshark released exactly. Instant was it? I don't think it's really healthy to take roids. Of course, everyone knows this. But maybe after your 30s, after your test starts dropping, maybe you need to take or start dosing a little bit. Other than that, I don't think it's necessarily important. I'm in my early or late 20s or early 30s. So, yeah, for the next maybe 5 years, if I start feeling that I need to use some certain drugs, of course, I will go to a doctor first. I don't recommend using it on your own. Don't listen to your gym buddies or your friends and all of that bullshit. I have so many people around me taking them. They are suffering the consequences, dropping their testosterone to all-time low, natural ones, I mean. They can't bring kids. Health-wise, it's not also good. So yeah, this is the main problem. And in this day and age, we are seeing people as young as maybe 15, 16 years old using such drugs. So it's really dangerous. Anyways,
Of all time, the hard R retatrutide. But this time, I hacked the protocol to do the impossible. I packed on pure, dense skeletal muscle mass while shedding body fat off of my body at the same time. Today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint on how I did this for myself, how I've been able to do this for others, and everything you'll need to know if you want to do it for yourself. If your goal is to look lean with low body fat but still have tons of muscle, sit down because we're about to rewrite the rules of human optimization. Before we get started, it is important to note that I'm not a doctor and none of this should be considered medical advice. And if you
yeah, of course he needs to put this warning, otherwise he'll get in trouble.
plan to follow through with any of the protocols that we're going to talk about here today, it's important that you only do so under the direct supervision of a specialist medical provider in this field.
Exactly, and this is what I said also.
Now, without any further ado, let's get started. For those of you that are new to this page, retatrutide is a triple agonist peptide, meaning it targets 3 different pathways: your GLP, GIP, and glucagon. Most people are familiar with the effects of the first of the 3, which is the GLP-1, which is things like Ozempic, tirzepatide, that are known to suppress the appetite. The reason retatrutide has become so revolutionary is because of the other 2 pathways. My favorite way to understand retatrutide is to think of the entire body like a nightclub. There are bouncers at different doors throughout this club. The front door, the one that lets the people in, that's your GLP-1. We want to keep the club at the optimal environment inside. And the guys that are the riffraff, the ones that are going to cause problems and fights, that's your junk food, that's your high inflammation foods, seed oils, whatever you're going to call it. It keeps all of those outside. Because it doesn't only suppress appetite, it suppresses the cravings for any of that junk food. So even when they try to bribe the bouncer with $100, it still rejects them. Bouncer number 2, your GIP, is the guy that stands in front of the VIP room. VIP room is only cool if not everybody gets in. This is your fat storage. We don't want this room crowded, otherwise we're gonna look fat and gross. So when carbs try to sneak their way into the VIP room, but they've only got regular admission bans, the GIP grabs.
It's our everyday problem. It's the problem of any other person who's trying to lose or maintain weight, actually. And the simplest thing to do is to stay away from fats and carbs. That's it. And not stay away like completely. At least reduce them. For the sake of training, actually, also. If literally you stay on a keto diet, I think, without exhausting your body to the extreme, for example, then it would work also for you. You would start losing weight naturally. But the point is that carbs can be considered the enemy and is not the enemy at the same time, actually. So you need to maintain all of these things.
Grabs them by the collar and chucks them out of there, puts them back into the main room, which is where you want them. That's muscle growth. And coming up, I'm going to tell you his two buddies that are out there on the main dance floor that he's going to meet up with that are going to make him work even better. Bouncer number 3 is your glucagon. This is the DJ who cranks up the volume, gets everybody on the dance floor moving faster, burning more calories, and upgrades the tempo. This is going to raise our metabolic rate, or the rate that we burn calories even while we're at rest, because our internal nightclub is kicking at full volume. A few months ago, I did something kind of dumb. I ran retatrutide at 4 milligrams a week. Now, for an obese person who's drastically overweight, this is a great dose and can have a lot of positive impacts. But for me, somebody who was just a little bit chubby and wanted to take off their fluff, this was way overdoing it. And this is a problem we're seeing in the fitness industry time and time again, where everybody wants their results tomorrow and they end up causing way more harm than good. The fat vanished like nothing, and in the moment, I didn't even think I was doing anything wrong. All I saw was my veins were coming back and I was happy. Then all of a sudden, I saw the problem. I started with Retta because I was getting a little bit fluffy and I wanted to take off that extra layer of fat. So I started with a pretty reasonable dose, around 1 milligram a week. All of a sudden, it was way easier to stay in a calorie deficit, and I saw the fat start going quick. But if you know anything about Retta, you know that you have to increase your dose each couple weeks to make sure that you're still getting that appetite suppression that you're looking for. Well, after 3 months, I found myself at 4 milligrams, and all of a sudden, I was looking a little skeletal. Here I am thinking I was doing everything right, not realizing I was just wasting all the muscle I spent all that time building. I got fat for no reason. The whole point of the bulk was to build all that muscle, and then I just wasted it. This is the same story that's happening to hundreds of thousands of people when it comes to retatrutide, because everyone is being advised how to use it completely wrong. And don't even get me started on people that are using Ozempic or tirzepatide from their regular primary care doctor, who are giving them terrible advice and turning them into anorexia patients. At the end of the day, the purpose of this channel is for me to make the mistakes and save you guys the time and money so that
If it comes, personally speaking now, if it comes to me or my decisions, I believe that even naturally, you need to challenge yourself. Many of my friends, and I said this before, many of them, they did surgeries, they took peptides, they took every single medicine in the market with and under the supervision of a doctor. And yet still, even after the medication finishes, for example, or if they get off whatever they are taking, they gain their weight again. They can't even build muscle properly after that, with very, very low levels of energy to work out in the gym, or at least to continue their day-to-day life. Literally, like a scoop of creatine a day, maybe 5 to 10 milligrams maximum if you're used to creatine. Otherwise, if it, for example, sometimes it hurts my stomach when I take creatine as a dry scoop, for example. I feel that my stomach gets blocked. I can't even use the bathroom properly. And I think this is what's causing my bloating also recently with the carbs that I'm eating. My point now is that if it comes to me personally, if I'm to choose, I would stay natural, of course. I've seen good results, and recently also when I'm even training with the Jeff Nippard's program, I can't show it properly over here. Even my arms are gaining mass now. It can't be shown. There's still, of course, fats. I need to burn so much fats off my body. I believe I'm around. I did not check. I did not take a blood test, but I'm around maybe 35 to 40% body fat. All the people are telling me you're much slimmer now, but still, I still have fats in my body. I'm even checking the preview of my stream, and I see my hands. They're still a little bit chubby.
that you don't have to. And in this one, I found the key. I found the twist that the medical industry is missing. The problem wasn't the compound, it was the strategy behind it. Traditional fitness culture forces us into one of two pathways. We're either bulking up and stuffing our face to gain muscle, or we're cutting food entirely to try to get lean and have stomach veins. And then you find yourself yo-yoing up and down a weight because you're never happy when you're fat, and you're certainly not happy when you're skinny. But what if you could eat in a calorie surplus and continue to gain size and muscle while keeping a lean physique?
That's actually impossible, and especially if you, of course, there is a way, and he's going to say that using Retta maybe will help. But the point is that why not naturally? Now, I know the main purpose of this video and the whole trend and everyone being excited about this drug, but still try it naturally. It's only, if you want to do it naturally, it becomes only a mental challenge that you shouldn't eat this and that, that's it. And stay strict on a certain deficit maybe.
Eating all those extra carbohydrates aren't going to your gut, now they're going to your biceps. Well, after my first failure with the hard R, I went back to the lab and configured the exact stack that I needed to make this a reality, and I've got it. I've coined the term on this protocol, the summer stack, because this is what anybody who wants to get in beach level physique needs to do over the next 2 months. Starting with what most doctors are underprescribing the most when it comes to any GLP-1 protocol, and that's because it's the most misunderstood part of all of medicine. I'm of
Now maybe we need to take notes also. Let's see if this guy has a proper plan or not.
course talking about hormones. This is a non-negotiable on retatrutide, especially for men. When you use a powerful metabolic driver like Reta, the body goes under insane systemic stress. Specifically things like nutrient shifts that can cause extreme catabolism, which is just a fancy way of saying your body is eating its own muscle for energy. Increasing your testosterone, whether that be with TRT or in clomiphene, directly counters this side effect, increasing cellular nitrogen retention, which forces muscle protein synthesis. Reta changes everything about the way our bodies use fuel.
I think this is complete bullshit, honestly. Honestly speaking, I think this is some complete bullshit. Why did it cut over here? Now, anyway, speaking about the video again, sorry. I believe that I thought he would say something wise actually, but he mentioned, I think, taking hormones, which is completely the opposite of what we are trying to do over here. As I said, maybe when you start feeling that your testosterone is dropping, the levels are dropping, and you're getting older, your metabolism is getting into also shit levels where you're not even losing weight properly, or at least getting the proper energy, maybe after that you consider taking hormones, especially testosterone. We don't want to see young people before even crossing their 20s, or at least in their 20s, taking roids. Complete bullshit.
Fuel for energy, and if you don't do your hormones properly, it will gladly take your muscle along with the fat that it's using for energy. It's almost like that little stick on the end of the mailbox. When you flip it up, it lets the mail guy know it's time to empty everything out of that mailbox. But if you keep it down, the guy just keeps on driving right past it and doesn't touch it. That's my best analogy on how the hormones help your body manipulate what gets used.
So I'm not getting him. Is he trying to tell you that, yeah, control your hormones, for example, or find a way to contain the hormones?
Used for energy. This becomes pivotally important because what most people don't realize is when you're losing tons of weight and when you're losing tons of fat, you're also drastically altering your hormones.
Muscle,
And the
yeah.
last thing that you want to do when you're already lethargic is have crash testosterone. This is why we're starting to see this physique all too common today, where people lose tons of weight on Reta, have tons of loose skin and nothing to fill it out, and they look like melted ice cream. Not only that, but the emotional battle on this is terrible, because now you have malnutrition, you're suppressed in all of your vitamins and nutrients, and you've got low testosterone. Talk about a recipe for feeling like shit. From a pharmaceutical standpoint, easiest way to fix this is incorporate something that is going to help balance your testosterone. This can be TRT.
See, yeah, motherfucker, I knew it. I knew what he would say. I thought he was at least trying to say something mature enough to maybe control it naturally. But now he wants you to take another injections also. The complete bullshit.
Clomiphene, even things like Kisspeptin, something. Compound number 2 on this list is going to be some sort of growth hormone secretagogue. If you watch this page, you know my favorite is
He's literally only promoting hormones, growth hormones.
tesamorelin, ipamorelin blend, and if you're doing Reta, I would not recommend doing it without these two. Retatrutide significantly slows down gastric emptying, meaning your food is going to sit in your stomach for longer. A lot of people don't realize that this blunts your natural nutrient absorption. This can leave your skin, your joints, and your hair starving for any sort of recovery sequence. Increasing our growth hormone helps the liver create more IGF-1, which is the ultimate hormone when it comes to forcing rapid cellular repair. This is going to protect our skin and our hair density from the GLP-1 look. Not only that, but IGF-1 is also the most important player when it comes to anything muscle growth. Like we talked about, one of the biggest problems when it comes to retatrutide is that people end up looking like skeletons. If we want to continue to build rapid muscle growth as if we were
Making your liver work more, making your heart work more, it's completely bad. Like it's like speed running your death, literally. Why aren't people considering these things? Because it's really dangerous. It's not that easy just to recommend. He's telling you to use TRT with the Reta also, which is complete bullshit. Like, you're taking these doses and then what will happen? Consider 10, 20 years later, what will happen with your body?
on a bulk while staying on retatrutide to keep us lean, The only way to really do this effectively is to incorporate a GH secretagogue like Tessa-IPA, because that IGF-1 is going to be the #1 driver when it comes to anything muscle development. Without some sort of GH peptide, Retta can very easily have you looking flat, a little bit malnourished, and not looking as healthy and as vibrant as you wanted to take peptides for in the first place. If you want to imagine the body as some sort of internal construction site, and there's a highway that feeds material to this construction site every day. Retatrutide is going to cause some traffic jams on that highway, so our normal delivery route is now slowed down. Adding in the Tessa-IPA is like avoiding the highway entirely and flying the materials in by helicopter, but they're not just any materials, they're materials that are twice as strong in dirt.
It's very specific. It's very specific and very complicated, that it would lead you to spending more money. You would spend more and more money on it with unlimited time. I think there is no time for this. Like literally, if you stop taking any of the chemicals that he's talking about, of the hormones that he's talking about, your body would go to fucking hell maybe. Like it's very simple just to stay natural, and at least whatever natural compounds or natural resources that can help aid your body with fat loss, that you would take to at least make it easier for you. But if at least you consider taking Retta, for example, or at least TRT, that's when you recommend at least under supervision and with smaller doses. Even if it's some obese guy, for example, or some obese person, take it in moderation, test your body, and then get out of it safely also. But what's happening over here is complete bullshit, because people will fall off easily and then will destroy their bodies and their lives also. You'll destroy your liver, your heart especially, the things that will help you clear out toxins from your body. And at least the most important one is the heart, which helps in pumping blood.
Terrible as anything that was getting delivered on the trucks. The last part you need to know about how to do this properly is everybody thinks that you need to be in some crazy calorie surplus to get lean. But when you do this protocol correctly, you can actually be in calorie surplus, gain muscle by using the proper hormonal.
Most probably he's selling a product. I'm not actually interested in continuing the video, but most probably he's trying to sell a product, or at least, see over here, he's leading you somewhere. Own your health, start now, available in all 50 states. He's only trying to promote his shit. Man, this idiot. He's trying not only to sell you Retta, but also to ruin your life with taking more hormones. Complete BS. I saw an interesting video I wanted to react to about Tate. I'm not sure what happened. And it comes from yeah.
As of this recording, Andrew
Tate's life is falling apart.
Innocent men don't run, they clear their name in court.
He's still locked in USA, or did they send him to the UK's?
That was Andrew Tate's message from a private jet in March 2025. Exactly 484 days later, US Marshals surrounded him outside a bare-knuckle boxing event, placed him in handcuffs, and took him into federal custody. As of this recording, Andrew and his brother, Tristan, are sitting in a holding cell awaiting extradition to the UK, where they are expected to face 59 charges.
He challenged them. He sought protection. He sold himself. We can't get into details. I don't want to get into politics actually, but it's not actually that much politics also. But he just sold himself, seeking protection from people like Patrick Bet-David, I think was his name, and especially Trump also. And no one gave a shit about it. I'm not even saying, like, usually when this happened previously with Romania also, when he got arrested in Romania, Valuetainment was the channel name. PBE, Patrick Bet David, PBD, sorry. They started speaking about it heavily. Everyone started speaking about it. Now no one gives a shit. And Trump is not even helping him. So God knows what will happen to them. They will just disappear now. They will even get extradited to the US, to the UK, and no one will even hear about them, maybe.
Ranging from forcing himself onto women,
Or I'm not sure if my algorithm changed, but usually I'm not even that interested. I was really interested previously when he used to talk about only self-improvement. I know that maybe he did some shit stuff, let's say pimping stuff, which I don't, of course, support, but he had a clear message for men. Let's not deny. And he's good at marketing. We all know this. Even if you hate him, you all know how he's good at talking and marketing.
to the alleged possession of CSAM. Just when they thought they had escaped it all and were publicly celebrating their freedom, it was all taken away from them in an instant. Now, it looks like this could be the beginning of the end for the Tate brothers. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries. You've heard of Andrew Tate whether you wanted to or not. So I'm not going to waste 20 minutes recapping his entire life just to pad the runtime. Andrew and Tristan Tate are British-American brothers who went from being fairly
Very badly done AI over here.
successful kickboxers to becoming two of the most
Or, yeah, I think that was AI. I don't think it's their original photos.
recognizable figures on the internet. You know the rest. Hustlers University, Matrix, Red Pill, debates, and millions of dollars generated from teenagers that had nothing better to watch during lockdown. In 2022, Romanian authorities raided their properties and charged both brothers with human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
The Matrix has attacked me.
See, I believe, allegedly, I'm not sure. I can't say anything, of course. But I believe they did something bad, obviously. And it's like literally visible. Like all the evidence is online with all of the teachings that he's doing. but as I said also, they are good at marketing. They know how to talk. And Andrew Tate is much more better than, of course, Tristan Tate. He was not that visible. Tristan maybe as a character, as a charisma, like away from the screen, this mysterious man. But Andrew Tate was talking always, all the time, and he's like he exposed himself. If even historically you speak, like going back 4 or 5 years ago, when they started popping up everywhere with this thing, Hustlers University and all of these things, it showed, or it sounded like I supported them, which was not the true thing, of course. But what I like the most about them is the way of talking. That's it, and this is what I wanted exactly. Today I'm sitting over here talking because they actually inspired me. Not only Andrew Tate, obviously, but other streamers also, or other people who know how to speak, especially in English, which is not my main language. Also, I don't speak English.
Prosecutors allege they used what's known as the Loverboy method, presenting themselves as romantic partners to lure women to Romania, before coercing them into producing online adult content and taking the majority of the profits for themselves. Allegations like this weren't a one-off thing for the Tates, and it seems their past has come back to haunt them.
Mr. Tate, would you mind signing?
Hey, take.
Tristan, anything to say?
Looking at the footage itself, there are several wild details packed into just a few seconds. The first thing you'll notice is the person filming asking Andrew for an autograph. It's still unclear whether the person recording was working with law enforcement or was simply an actual bystander, but either way, it had the same effect. Andrew immediately slips into fan mode, assuming he's about to sign yet another mouth breather's autograph. Then he sees it. Out of the corner of his eye, he spots the officers closing in. The entire thing appears to have been a carefully planned ambush. Within seconds, undercover agents surround him.
Why would they do an ambush if he's like freely roaming around in the US? Like, I don't get it. Or maybe he has the news, you don't know. But still, like, if he knows something, he should be hiding at least, right? He shouldn't be in public.
From every direction. Having been through legal trouble before, Andrew seems to recognize what's happening almost instantly. His first instinct is to hand his phone to one of his bodyguards, before the officers can seize it. He doesn't make it though. The phone slips out of his hand and falls to the ground, where one of the undercover officers or potentially an event security guard picks it up. Then there's another moment that's almost comical. You can see his friend Justin Waller trying to pull Andrew's chain over his head before he's fully detained. Instead, it gets caught on the top of his head and ends up dangling awkwardly from his bald scalp, while officers continue escorting him away. They say pride comes before a fall, and in the case of the Tate brothers, it couldn't be more true. Over the past couple of years, the Tates have been using the fact that they weren't in prison yet as proof that they are innocent and stretching any outcome or delay into claims of being exonerated and free, with Andrew taking it to Twitter to make multiple tweets taunting his accusers. Romania, no case. UK, no case.
UK is the most dangerous now for them. It's around 50 cases, right?
USA, no case. 4 months in jail, 3 years locked in my house. I'm one of the most mistreated men in history. I am in Miami. At Gov Ron DeSantis, find probable cause and arrest me.
Like why the fuck is he tweeting all of this shit? Why should he post all of this?
Tell that weak little twig AG to stop pretending he's a man on the news and come arrest me. Then charge me with a crime. I dare you to arrest and charge me so I can clear my name in a court of law. Come get me. I'm home and waiting all day. For people that don't have the full context, this may come across as legit. If he was a criminal that actually did something, surely he would be prosecuted, right? Well, let's just say there's a reason why he was recently arrested.
I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like,
Yeah.
"Get the f- no about me.
You fucked up.
21. I don't
You
care.
fucked up. And I saw the video of that lady also. Of that girl going out. I was 16 and he texted my classmates and he had sent videos and some bullshit and Romania and strawberry emojis.
If you were to start lying and saying all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America, 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16.
He needs to speak arrogantly like this. Like he needs to be arrogant like this. It's like a marketing tactic, you know. He's trying to sell his skills, whatever he's doing. This is the Tate that I like, the way of speaking, like the way he speaks with. But whatever he did, the wrong things that he did, of course, I don't support that.
16.
All right, in Romania, 16. Sorry.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me.
And over here with this Vivian also. They even tracked a video. He was saying 12 years ago. He knows her 10, 12 years ago. Where they freaking calculated the age and she's like maybe 12.
Everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21.
Yeah.
My main chick has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17.
Seriously though, how is he not in prison yet? To understand
The thing is that, as I said, they are good at talking and marketing. Why would they expose themselves like this? Like this, these things are really dangerous. Why are they setting themselves up like this? No one will understand
how
this
he was
shit.
even free to walk around in Miami, we have to rewind to 2023, when the Tate brothers were placed under a travel ban while Romanian authorities worked through their criminal cases. That ban was lifted in early 2025, which is pretty shocking once you look at why. According to a New York Times article, the decision was reportedly influenced by the Romanian government's desire to, quote, appease the current US administration. Richard Grenell, a diplomatic envoy for the Trump administration, is said to have discussed the Tate's case with senior Romanian officials, including an advisor to the Prime Minister and the country's foreign minister. After those conversations, an extraordinary order allegedly came down from the highest levels of the Romanian government, instructing prosecutors to find a, quote, compromise with the brothers. Andrew Tate even claimed in private text messages that the Trump administration was, quote, on top of things, and that he would be free soon, because, in his words, Trump needs to see me in Miami, Legally, there was another major factor. By that point, the prosecution's case had largely fallen apart. In late 2024, a Romanian judge threw out the original 2003 indictment for human trafficking, citing procedural mistakes. That ruling prevented the case from moving to trial in its existing form. However, a separate investigation involving allegations of trafficking minors and money laundering was still ongoing, but it had not yet resulted in an active indictment. Legal experts described this as a quote lull in the proceedings, meaning there was technically no live indictment against the brothers when they requested permission to travel. So, in short, Romanian prodded the case so badly that the Tate brothers were ultimately allowed to leave the country. Whether the current US administration was quietly pulling strings behind the scenes is still up for debate. Looking back though, it's hard not to wonder if letting them travel ended up being a 4D chess move. By allowing them into the United States, it may have made it easier for authorities to pursue extradition later. Who knows? What matters is during those months—
No, but I think it's easier maybe for the UK to take control from Romania and like get them back to the UK. even though in the US it's also easier, but still if Tate is moving this freely, then that means he's protected. Or at least they pulled the protection from him. They sold him out. One of two things. And I'm not sure if Trump should be really super busy with stuff, not even caring about the case of Andrew Tate. I'm not even sure if it's if this case is like related to Trump or if it has any connections to Trump. It's really embarrassing also for Trump because he's the president of the United States. So why is he wasting his time on such things?
Of freedom, and even before their initial travel ban release, the Tates had been desperately trying to make as much money as humanly
The AI in this video is really done badly. Like at all. Most of them, the edits are not the true faces of them.
possible, as well as battle for any kind of relevance. If you thought the legal cases were the only thing dragging Tate down, somehow it gets even more embarrassing. Around the same time his
Look at their faces with the AI generated content.
criminal charges were hanging over his head, he decided the obvious next business venture was crypto. Which is funny because this is the same guy who had spent years saying he would never promote scam coins and that he wasn't like all the other influencers.
He's only abusing trends. Yeah, I started unfollowing, you can say, or at least like cutting everything, pressing do not recommend on his content, all of these things. Starting maybe after he left Romania. You can say that, yeah. Because he started flexing again. Dubai, in the US, cryptocurrencies, rug pulls, all of these things. So I started unfollowing over here. I stopped even reading his tweets. I unfollowed every single Clipper videos accounts. Do not recommend everywhere on TikTok and YouTube.
Trying to rob their audiences. That position changed pretty quickly once the money started drying up. Suddenly, Andrew Tate was promoting coin after coin, with the most infamous one being called Daddy Coin. The biggest problem for Tate wasn't people making fun of the name, although there was plenty of that. It was when CoffeeZilla started digging into it in October 2024. Tate insisted he was simply helping his followers make money, but the blockchain activity and promotional posts painted a very different picture of Tate, essentially rug pulling his most dedicated followers. Instead of addressing the criticism, Tate completely melted down. He leaked CoffeeZilla's email address, encouraged his followers to spam him, and uploaded videos doubling down on promoting Daddy Coin. As if that wasn't enough, things somehow got even worse with the real world. Tate's rebranded version of Hustlers University. The platform was marketed as an exclusive community where members could supposedly learn to escape the quote matrix and become financially free. In reality, it looked looked more like a Discord clone layered with subscriptions, rankings, tokens, and enough gamification to keep people paying every month. Then, the entire thing got hacked. Because the platform was reportedly running outdated software with known security vulnerabilities, hackers were able to gain access far more easily than anyone expected. They flooded the site with memes, altered emojis across the platform, and generally turned the place into complete chaos, while members watched in real time. The hackers leaked roughly 14 gigabytes of internal data, including over 800,000 user email addresses, private messages, and information connected to Tate's exclusive War Room community. Members who had paid thousands of dollars
I remembered this now. I need to check online if there is any valuable information. I don't think it was removed. If it's really leaked or downloaded somewhere, you can find it easily, I think.
for supposed privacy suddenly found their information exposed online. Fast forward to December of 2025, Tate decided to step into a boxing ring with influencer Chasty Moore. Despite constantly exhibition ended up doing more and repeat getting back. For example, that in mind, it comes as no surprise that about being an unstoppable alpha male. With all that in mind, it comes as no surprise that the Tate brothers were arrested in Miami.
Look at Tristan, how he's also dressed. He's like super old school. Wait.
With all that in mind, it
look over here, like a gangster, and then he's laughing it off.
Comes as no surprise.
He's trying to laugh it off. He got arrested.
That the Tate brothers were arrested in Miami. It's almost like they were suddenly jolted awake from this fantasy they had been living in, where they thought they had escaped the reach of the law.
Ah, shit, it's really embarrassing. But see, I think they did something good to this world. I'm not sure what will happen next. Maybe they will get off jail also. You don't know what could happen next. The thing is that I can't even form a proper sentence because there is one side that actually respects what both of them did, and the other side, which, at least from the streams and the public exposure that they did, shows that something bad happened. You know, I don't agree with them 100%, but sometimes they give good messages. They give good speeches. They know how to talk.
Sure, they were getting humiliated left and right, but as long as they weren't sitting in a jail cell, none of it really mattered. They could still plan yacht parties, host events, network with influential people, and carry on like nothing had happened. Now, that's all over. This wasn't just a wake-up call about where Andrew Tate stands legally, it was also a wake-up call about his popularity. Almost immediately after the arrest, people across Twitter and other social media platforms started making fun of him. Especially his outfit, myself included, because let's be honest, that might be one of the fruitiest outfits a man.
Yeah, it is funny. Although I even said this now, Tristan also he wore something properly. He's wearing something like which is really crisp, you can say. But still, it's really funny in the moment when they got arrested. And look at this AI also edited videos.
Has ever worn. Some people even claimed they found the exact outfit on a women's clothing website. Then, the courtroom sketch was released, and people immediately started clowning on Tristan Tate's failed hair transplant. They really couldn't help themselves, and who can blame them?
Wait. Was it Tristan? I did not get this one.
Failed hair transplant. They really couldn't help themselves, and who can blame them? Following the arrest, the Tate's legal representative, Joseph McBride, released a public statement saying, "We are of course objecting to extradition because Andrew and Tristan..."
They are smart enough that they abuse the system and they got what they want. What they wanted, sorry. They abused the system, they got what they wanted, and they enjoyed life. Now, people are making fun of them. I don't agree in this thing because they abused the system. They were smarter than many others. They abused the system. They had fun. They took whatever they wanted. And now they are arrested. Now, of course, yeah, haters will start making fun of them, will humiliate them, all of these things. I'm not saying no. But this is where I don't even agree also. Like, khas, leave them alone. They will, if they did something wrong, the law will come after them. Yes, make a little bit fun of Andrew Tate and his dress. But my point is that they abused the system. They were smarter than many others. You can't blame them for this.
are innocent. We are working to get them out of there as soon as possible. Just as a side note, Joseph McBride actually has a YouTube channel that you can go look at right now. It's filled with AI generated thumbnails, and most of the videos barely crack triple digits in views. Some don't even reach 100. It's exactly the kind of YouTube channel you would expect Andrew Tate's lawyer to have. Tate has also responded to the arrests by having someone post things like, "If I was really a sexual predator like grooming gangs, Prince Andrew, BB
I believe he did some pimping stuff. You can't deny that. There is no way. Like the places that he's been, he stayed in, the connections that he has, the people, the girls that's around him also. It's like 99% allegedly. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I would say that maybe allegedly he had something to do with pimping.
BBC presenters, or Lord Mandelson, Epstein's best friend, the British police would not be hunting me around the globe. They would be protecting me. Of course, it's probably his legal PR team running the accounts right now. I seriously doubt he has access to his phone. The replies to that post are also locked, which is pretty funny considering how much he talks about free speech. Elon Musk even replied to someone quoting the post, calling it his quote, strongest argument. Around the same time, a 3-hour interview with Tate that he prepared before being arrested was released, where he spends hours talking about how the Matrix and the global elites are coming after him.
I watched most of it. I did not concentrate. The podcast was literally open for 3 hours. But my point is that it's like the way that he was talking in was not like, you can't even relate it to real life. It was something like a game. People would, I'm not sure if people will start understanding what he meant actually. But the point is that it did not look like a real story for me. It's the same thing that he was repeating about the Matrix and like how he's trying to get, how they're trying to get him. Not only that, I think at the end of the podcast, before ending it, there was this part or segment where he said that men are being abused and that we need a minister for men, and he wouldn't trust if men will get their rights back. I'm fighting the same thing. We are all fighting the same thing. We know that men lost so much in these recent years, and it's us to be blamed, actually, not women. Because at the end of the day, if you seriously believe that men are to be leaders, for example, then you know that you can lead women also. You can change their mindset. These idiotic feminists that are shouting everywhere, we all know that they don't even have power until we gain our power again. This is where I little bit agreed with him, but it was still like a game for him. It was something imaginary that he's talking about. The whole podcast was some BS of what he did previously and what he wants to see in the future, and how they are trying to get him, how men are suffering. We all know that men are suffering, and we are trying over here to help each other. It's always the cucks, with all due respect, and the simps. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak this on YouTube, but the simps and cucks and the people I literally see every day, where they're like being slaves for women. I've seen a man who's 38 years old. I work with him, you can say. 38 years old, and he's like the definition of cuckold. A simp. A person who sold his dignity. You try to help them, you see that there is no use. Until he wakes up, the woman destroys his ego. Sorry, not his ego. His dreaming, his dream that he's dreaming. And he wakes up, and he knows that he fucked up. A person who's around 38 years old, just imagine. I thought that such people who fall into these tricks, or such men who fall into this, are younger. But you can still see 38, 40, 45 years old who are being cucks everywhere.
The timing of that interview feels especially strange. It almost comes across like there's a coordinated effort to repair Andrew's public image, which is funny because that's exactly the kind of operation he always claims is working against him. Meanwhile, the richest man on the planet is publicly siding with him, or at the very least showing empathy for his situation.
Because even the richest man, I believe, did something wrong. I don't think Elon Musk is an angel or a savior over here. There is a hidden story also behind this motherfucker. I don't trust him.
Remember when I mentioned earlier that Tate supposedly said Trump wanted to see him or needed him in Miami? Well, it turns out that's not the case. Trump has essentially said he will not step in to stop the Tates from being returned to the United Kingdom after their arrest. The future for the Tates is looking extremely grim. The walls are finally closing in on them after all these years. If they are found guilty of these charges, they very well could serve life in prison, as 10 of Andrew's charges carry life sentences. The British government very likely wants to make an example of them to show the world that people like the Tate brothers
Now the story in the UK, it's completely different because they went full war on them. They started saying that they're threatening schools with the knowledge, of course, and like they're destroying men over there and all of that bullshit, which I believe is completely not true, actually. The society over there in the UK, you see how destroyed they are over there. Actually, what they were preaching, part of it, was beneficial for men, minus the pimping shit and like how to deal with women. But at least they said some true things about men
cannot get away with
and self-improvement.
essentially bragging about sex trafficking women, allegedly.
This thing is wrong. No one agrees. No one will agree about this thing. Even when he converted to Islam, no Muslim man or like a Dawa person started like defending or protecting him. They went all against him also. They are trying their best not to even mention him. And Sneeko, of course, started fighting back because he already destroyed Sneeko's life also.
I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give off. No
It's
problem.
complete bullshit. Like only for clicks, bro. He has the skills. He know how to speak. He know how to speak and he know how to talk. And then he goes and like throws evidence on the screen. Complete bullshit.
21, I don't care.
Will the Tates finally get the justice they deserve? Or do they somehow have an ace in the hole that could get them out of this jam? For now, all we can do is wait and see. But if I had money to bet, I would wager that Top G is slated to
I'm not sure. I don't know. I believe that they will be free. That they will be freed maybe. I don't think they will be taken to the UK. They want to make an example out of them, but I don't think that it will happen. Most probably, just to protect their life, they will. I don't think that he will hold his ego, for example. Maybe it will come across as an apology, maybe or something. But the charges are more risky. Also, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Will he get life? I'm not sure. Let's see what will happen after that. Arman's vlogs are really interesting. The videos that he do, especially with Nina. Although they get so much hate, but some of the clips are really funny or interesting.
So, you remember at the start of the Iran war, everyone said there was this oil shot coming that was going to basically blow up.
Wait 1 minute. Oof. Okay. So where did we stop? Shoot. Gemini Spark can now tap into Google Chrome's auto browse feature to take care of complex errands for you online. With your permission, Gemini Spark can use your logged in accounts to take care of tasks like scheduling viewings for apartments you've saved or researching flight options and starting the booking process. I believe, see, these things are actually a little bit useful, but I don't think the average human, even maybe till the next 5 years, let's say, I don't think they will do such a thing with AI. Maybe, yeah, on the go, if something is always repeated, if you have a specific routine, yeah, maybe. But I mean, if you want to travel or like if you want to visit a new place, I don't think you'll let Gemini book for you everything or like the AI software that you're using. It's always the human, you can say the human experience or the dopamine that you want to get. You will not let the AI do everything for you. This is my point, and this is why I'm also bullish, or I feel strong that hotels, for example, will never lose jobs. Sorry, some aspects will change, of course, in a hotel. Robots, AI might be included over there, and it's happening. But my point is that the human experience and touch should always be there. Me, as someone who's working in a hotel with proper experience and managing skills, for example, where I can look over everything, whether it's AI or human, and at the same time, the guest. When you want to book your trip, a ticket maybe, airplane ticket, or at least a hotel, I don't think AI can do it for you 100%. Like at least maybe it needs to be, let's say, maybe 50-50. Not even 50-50 actually. I believe that it should be 75 human being and 25 AI. Like if you want to complete everything with the process of booking. So for this one, I'm not sure. I don't know what's so exciting about this. Why would I be very happy that Gemini Spark will take over everything from scheduling and like do my own shit. It's easier to market it as the AI that will send emails at work or will complete some work related shit that no one likes. But when you want to book your trip or when you want to book your hotel, of course you yourself need to check the hotel, right or no? Or is it very simple that hey Google or hey Gemini, just book for me, see what's recommended and do all of that? No, of course not. You want the experience yourself. This is where I believe that it will never be included properly in the hospitality industry. Let's see if they know why. Anyways,
Chiquitines, que os habéis salvado. Que os habéis salvado, chiquitines. Hola, mis niños. Todo quemado. Todo quemado alrededor. Menos mal. Pobrecicos, mis niños. Vámonos para casa. ¡Qué alegría!
shit. Book 2.2 million hotels with 100 plus crypto options on Travala. Wow, this is a new idea. Booking with crypto. But I think it's more marketed towards Gen Z, I think. Yeah, should be. Why did X turn into this bullshit? Like, this post is clear about travel and like people are not discussing anything. They are only throwing memes. And over here, this guy is being motivational. Where is this guy? What the fuck? I'm going to use the bathroom. Just 1 minute, chat. Funny thing is that no one is viewing the stream. Not even one. Is it a YouTube problem or what exactly?